we do here is go back.
Hello my beautiful ninjas, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys are all having an awesome day. If you have yet to subscribe to my channel, make sure that you go ahead and click that subscribe button. And also, I was gonna say, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel, thank you very much. Woo! But yes, so if you have yet to subscribe to my channel, make sure that you go ahead and click that subscribe button and also click that bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. So obviously it's Sunday, it's another worthy talk. So we're gonna do a little bit of motivating and encouragement today. So if you guys hear noise outside, it's because they've been doing construction outside and this was just the best time for me to record this video today. So I'm just gonna go ahead and, get this out of the way. So in this video, I wanna go ahead and jump right into it and just talk to you guys about just different tips and things that you can apply in your daily life so that you can stop playing the victim. So that's basically the topic of discussion today, is basically playing the victim and how to avoid it and how to, basically make a change in your specific life or in your specific circumstance. So the biggest thing when it comes to the idea of playing the victim is that I find it very interesting that the older that you get, the more, I guess, mature that you become, the more you're able to kind of recognize the role that you have to play in each situation or circumstance. And that's definitely a good thing. Because it helps you to kind of realize and acknowledge the fact that you have more control over your life than you actually think that you do. So, of course, pointing the finger and basically just blaming other people for why you are where you are or why you are the way that you are, playing the victim in that way definitely does not help your situation, doesn't help your circumstance at all. And a lot of times that's one of the biggest hindrances in moving forward in our lives, is continuing to point the finger as to why we are the way that we are or where we are in our current situation. So the biggest thing for you to acknowledge when it comes to that is that obviously we've probably heard this scripture a million times before, that life and death is in the power of the tongue. So you have to be careful the things that you're speaking over yourself, the things that you're speaking over your circumstance and over your life or your family's lives. So in saying that, what I mean is this, that if you continue to point the finger at somebody else, if you continue to, obviously every time you point a finger, there's three pointing back at you, because again, you're the one that's in control of changing the narrative of your story. But if you continue to play the blame game, you have to remember that it negatively affects your life, because the more that you're saying, this is why this is why I am where I am, this person is the reason why, you're speaking death over your circumstance, because you're speaking as if things cannot change. And the truth of the matter is that you have a lot more control than you actually think that you do. You're always able to change your circumstance. Sometimes there are things that can happen unexpectedly and some unfortunate circumstances that can arise, but those things are also there to teach you something. There's also there to build some type of characteristic within yourself so that you're able to sustain the next phase of your life. Funny enough, in this situation, funny enough is that today, okay, I actually received a call. Let me give you guys a little bit of backstory. So a couple weeks ago, maybe like I would say a month ago, I was in my alone prayer time. You guys know that I'm Christian and I believe in God and Jesus Christ. So I've been basically trying to rebuild and to just create a stronger foundation in my faith and to rebuild a stronger relationship with God. So in my alone prayer time, I just kind of said to God, like, I'm tired of, continuing to work for people. I'm just tired of feeling like I'm doing something that's not really fulfilling me. I know that I have bills to pay and things like that, and I'm grateful and I'm blessed because I have something that other people are praying for at this point in time. But at the same time, I'm just tired of continuing to do it like this. Can you kind of change that for me? Fast forward to today, I received a call and I am fired. But I'll tell you immediately, because I feel like after that prayer, I've been feeling very convicted that, basically the universe has been kind of speaking to me and just kind of letting me know that there was a change that was about to come and a change was coming. and it's been kind of like prepping me, I guess, for today. And it's interesting because as soon as the person, my boss or whatever, said that I'm fired, that they have to let me go for whatever reason, as soon as they said it, I immediately laughed, like hysterically laughed. As soon as I got off the phone, I was just cracking up because I feel like God has answered my prayer. As automatically the next thought after I laughed, it automatically took me to a place where I'm like, okay, but I got bills to pay. I got this that's due next week and this and that. And I really just kind of like shut myself down that I can wallow in this situation. I can play the victim and say this is an unfortunate circumstance that's arise. But what I know to be true is that if God did something for me before, he will do it again. And if he's allowed certain things to happen in my life, in your life, if he's allowed it to come into fruition, it's because he's trying to prepare something in you. He's trying to set you up for something better. And I have to trust and I have to believe in that. And it's funny because, like I said, life and death is in the power of the tongue. I said something out of my mouth, something happened, and instead of me looking at this like, oh my goodness, woe is me, I can't believe this is where I'm at, I just have to, again, stand firm in my own trust and my own belief in God, that God has something better for me. Stand firm in the fact that I know that I'm able to change my circumstance at any time. I mean, it's a job. You know what I mean? I can get another job. It's not the end of the world. I can get another job. No matter how long it takes, no matter whatever the situation is, I know that I'm equipped with everything that I need to change my circumstance. And playing the victim is not going to change it. Pointing the finger is not going to change anything. So you have to keep that in mind, that the more that you continue to point the finger at someone else, you're making them responsible for why you are where you are. The more that you give them that power, the more that you give them that ownership, then the harder it becomes for you to actually change that narrative about your story. I can say 1,000,001 things, but what I know to be true is that God is preparing me for something greater. God is protecting me from something that I can't even see. So you have to make sure that you look at it in that way. Stop playing the blame game. Stop speaking death over your life and over your circumstance and over your family. And just look at it in a way where, you know what? I had a part to play in everything. No matter what happened that basically made this transpire and come into fruition, that's not even the point. That's not even the most important point of the story. The most important point is how I move forward from this situation. It has to start with you. I trust and believe in my own abilities, but I know that they're nothing without God. So I know that right now he is preparing me and just working something great within me. And it's easy to try to succumb to fear, but right now I feel at peace. I feel no fear. And I know that right now God is really working something really amazing in me, and I'm just following and answering the call that he's put on my life, and I'm doing what I believe that he's telling me to do and what he's been telling me to do for years. And that's why I told you that these videos on Sundays are going to be the most consistent that you will get from me, because this is the call of God on my life. This is what he's told me to do for a long time. In what I was doing, and I think I mentioned this before, that I'm an insurance agent. So I help individuals to find like health insurance, life insurance, whatever type of insurance that you're looking for. And the part that I enjoyed the most about what I was doing is just talking to people and helping people and, just whatever. I enjoyed that part of it. And so I was okay to continue to do it because of that. But just, it wasn't to the capacity that allowed me to feel fulfilled in what I was doing, because it was talking about something general. It was talking about something that I'm not really passionate about, I guess you could say. So I enjoyed that, and I feel like God kind of honed that in me within the years that I was doing that. And I plan on continuing to do it, because like I said, just because I lost this one job doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. But of course, right now I am in the place where I am waiting to hear God tell me how to move next. So this happened today, this morning. So I'm not going to start making plans and making decisions or anything like that. I'm just going to wait for God to come to me and let me know what to do next. And I'm just going to trust that he's going to do something amazing. I'm going to trust and believe that he's preparing me for something greater and something better. And that right now he needs to hone something within me so that when I get to the better, I'm able to appreciate it more. When I get to the better, I'm able to sustain it. So again, you have the authority and you have the ability to change your narrative, to change your story. You don't have to stay, in the situation or in the circumstance. You don't have to wallow in that. Don't point the finger. Don't give anybody else the power to change your circumstance, because at the end of the day, if you give it to someone else, you're always going to stay basically where you are. And remember that, like I said before, stagnation is a choice. You're choosing to stay in your circumstance. You're choosing to stay in that relationship. You're choosing to stay where you are. So whether you think that this is an unfortunate or unexpected situation that, basically brought this into fruition, you still had a role to play. And even if it's an unfortunate situation that you had no control over, the choice from now on is up to you. So if you choose to stay in stagnation, if you choose to wallow in the situation and wallow in the circumstance and to allow this to, get you depressed or whatever the case may be, that is a choice. That would have been the role that you were playing in that specific circumstance. So take control of your life, take control of your circumstance, take control of your mind, and just push forth, push forward. Even if you don't believe in God, I will believe in God enough for you. And to tell you that you are capable and able to do any and everything that you want to do. You are able to get yourself out of that circumstance. No matter how it looks on the outside, you need to trust and believe within yourself that if this is happening, it's happening for a reason. And if God has blessed you before, he will do it again in a brand new way and introduce you to brand new levels. To give you a different level of appreciation, to give you a different level of enjoyment and fulfillment in your life, to live life abundantly. So there's a reason for the things that happen in your life. There's a reason why God allows certain things to come into fruition in your life. So don't blame anybody else for why you are the way that you are or why you are where you are. Take control of your own life. Make a decision to move forward in a more positive and effective manner. And of course, another thing as well that you have to keep in mind when it comes to, just basically playing the victim is that owning up to your truth is the only way to take the first step. That's the first move that you can make so that you can live a life of abundance and a life of purpose and to live a life in a more effective manner. If you don't own up to it, you're never really going to have the tools to move forward in an effective manner. Because if you're continuing to point the finger and you're not choosing to own up to the role that you had to do with it, whether it's an unfortunate or unexpected situation or not, if you don't, own up to the fact that you have a role to play in everything and that the decision of how you're going to handle this situation or handle this circumstance may be the role that you have to play, and that it's important, and that the decision that you make to either move forward in faith or to stay in stagnation and to wallow in, just the disease of playing the victim, for example, that decision is what will affect the rest of your life or affect the next 6 months or the next year or the next 5 years of your life. So what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose to speak life? Are you going to choose to act in accordance to that? Are you going to choose to live in accordance to that truth? Or are you going to continue to speak death over your circumstance, death over your life, death over your family's life, death over your situation? Because again, the more that you think negatively, the more that you speak negatively, the more that you're pointing the finger and you're not owning up to your own truth and the role that you have to play in each situation, the more that you will attract those things to you. So you think that you are in trouble now, the more that you do this playing the victim thing and pointing the finger thing, the more that you will attract negative things in your life. You don't need more. You don't need more negativity in your life. You need to shift your perspective and to own up to the truth of that you have a part to play in everything. And again, regardless of if it's an unfortunate or unexpected circumstance that has arisen that you're not really sure of how to move forward, take a step back, be in prayer, try to examine the situation, try to see the presence of God in the situation itself, and make a decision to move forward. Don't wallow in it. I know that it hurts. I know that it's unfortunate. I know that it's sad. I understand all of that, but you still have to move forward. If you stay in stagnation, you will continue to push off your blessings and the blessings that God has for you and the blessings that are waiting to reach you. So again, acceptance and ownership is an extremely important force. And if used wrongfully, then it will continue to bring negative things into your life. So no more could've, should've, would've, no more rehashing the past, no more anticipating for the future. Use what you have right now in the present moment and make the best decision that you possibly can and move forward. No matter how hard it is, no matter how painful it is, remember that all things come, to you to teach you something. All things come to you to help to stretch you and to grow you and to make you a better person. And if you look at it in that way, then you'll be able to find God in your circumstance. If you look at it in that positive manner, you'll be able to detect when God is telling you to go in a different way or in another direction. You'll be able to sense his guidance. You'll be able to sense his peace. You'll be able to feel more, calm than ever before because of the fact that you have the peace of God within you. So you have to make sure that you look for God in each circumstance. Right now, today, with everything that has happened thus far, I feel free. And it's weird for me to say that because we can automatically, when we try to rationalize things in our own minds, it can automatically be something that overwhelms us, that takes over and just basically pushes us to succumb to fear. But what I know to be true about where I am today is that God has had my back all the way. God has done things in my life that, yeah, God is good. And I know that, and I trust that. And I know that despite what it looks like on the outside, there's something happening in the spiritual realm. There's something happening that I need to understand, I need to see, I need to recognize for me to be able to go to the next level. So I'm good. Like, I feel amazing. And after the conversation, I started to try to, start making plans about what I'm going to do next and this and that. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to make no plans. If I say that I trust God, I'm going to allow him to make the plans for me. I'm going to wait for him to tell me how to move or which direction to move in. I'm just going to wait for you to come through because you've come through many times before. And I know if you've done it before, you'll do it again. And because I'm entering a new phase in my life, I know that it will continue to get bigger and better. And I'm going to trust in that. And I want you to trust in that as well. To know that God is going to be working something within you and build some characteristics within you that's going to help you to sustain the next level that he has planned for you. So just trust in that. And just remember to take ownership over the role that you have to play. It doesn't matter how unfortunate or how, unexpected the circumstances. And I'm not trying to discount anything that you're going through. But speaking negatively about it doesn't change your circumstance. Staying in stagnation does not change your circumstance. If anything, it makes it worse. So hopefully this all makes sense. Hopefully everything has tied in together and that this reaches whoever needs to hear it, and to help to kind of change your perspective on how you look at basically just playing the victim, or maybe to help you to recognize if you're playing a victim in your own specific life and circumstance. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and also make sure that you subscribe to my channel for more. Be safe, stay blessed, and remember to always treat yourself.